Another one that I think we're going to be talking about a lot over the first few weeks of training camp at the very least, and that's J.J. McCarthy taking over in Minnesota. We've been through all this over the course of the offseason. They tried to bring Sam Darnold back on what would have been essentially a one-year deal. They tried to bring Daniel Jones back as a $15 million insurance policy. They at least had conversations with Aaron Rodgers. And I do think, as we've gone through all of this, I think some people have missed the forest for the trees. And so I wanted to kind of give you the big picture of where the Vikings are going and what they're looking at here with J.J. McCarthy as their starting quarterback, and how this really was the part of a bigger plan that Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah put into motion when they arrived there in 2022. They inherited a good team. That team won 13 games their first year in charge. They had a lot of proud veterans on that team, but the team did need to get younger. The cap situation needed to be cleaned up. And effectively, they've done that. And the idea was eventually in time to find a long-term answer at quarterback that not only would give them the security of that position that everybody is looking for, but also would give them a period of time where they have financial flexibility and be able to aggressively build out the team. And that is why, the idea of bringing back Darnold or Jones was only a one-year thing. And that's why they wind up walking away from Aaron Rodgers when they did. And really, to me, what that came down to was we don't want to press pause on the J.J. McCarthy era. With Darnold or Jones, they would have been pushing McCarthy. I think Darnold probably would have had a really good chance to win that job, but they wouldn't have been sort of taking McCarthy out of the equation and saying, okay, get ready for year 3 like they would have been with Rodgers. That's the real indicator there, is they want McCarthy, and they have wanted McCarthy to evolve into their starting quarterback in 2025. It's what they had planned for in 2024. And from a big picture standpoint, this is right where they wanted to be able to start to build aggressively around a young quarterback. So how has that helped them? Well, if you look at it over the course of the last couple of years, they've been able to get younger, and they also have been aggressive on the veteran market. They took a flyer on Byron Murphy at corner. They re-signed him this offseason. They bring in, to replace Danielle Hunter, both Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel, who've been really good signings. And then this offseason, they've been able to add aggressively to their offensive line and adding Will Fries and Ryan Kelly from Indianapolis, and their defensive line and Jonathan Allen. They've gotten bigger and stronger, which was the whole idea, which is going back on when things went wrong against the Rams. And the idea from there is that when you've got a young quarterback with some ability, you'll be able to be really good around him, which is the whole idea here. They want to be good around J.J. McCarthy. And obviously, part of that plan was to have the quarterback rolling going into year 2. McCarthy hit some pretty significant bumps in year 1 with, of course, the 2 knee surgeries, the second one being more of a cleanup, but also the weight loss and also some of the emotional ups and downs that you go through when you're a rookie and you're not able to be out there in the field. They do feel like over the course of the last couple of months that he's bounced back nicely. And so I think that's the thing about where the Vikings are right now. This is according to plan. And to me, this is about J.J. McCarthy now just going out and playing quarterback. You don't need to be a savior. You don't need to be Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen. Just go out and play quarterback. I think what they have around him now with, again, that offensive line with Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill and now Will Fries and Ryan Kelly coming over from Indianapolis and Donovan Jackson there, and you're throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and you've got Aaron Jones, who's another product of that aggressive build behind you at running back. Just go out and play quarterback, JJ. That's all they're asking to do.